Hello. Walter Rauschenbusch, The Church and the Social Movement chapter, page 299 of Christianity and the Social Crisis. This subhead is The Volunteer Workers of the Church. One of the finest results of our free church life is that it has developed the resources of the laity and has offered to the ordinary members the opportunity to express their Christian life in Christian work. The American conception of a church is not to have an active priest or minister with a passive people. All recent movements in church organization, for instance the Endeavor societies and men's clubs, have tended to draw new groups of the membership into active participation in church work. Church work has been laicized. The instinct of the leaders of these movements has been entirely right. In our schools we have learned that a child profits not by what is said to it by the teacher, but by what it says and does itself. In the volunteer work of our churches lies their chief educational value, and the lay workers are the main reservoir of religious strength. It is then of the utmost importance to the churches to have a large supply of intelligent and competent men and women who have a margin of leisure time and a reserve fund of physical and mental strength which they can devote to church work. If these volunteer workers labor in factories or stores all week for long hours at a rapid pace and under unwholesome conditions, they cannot bring the same physical and mental elasticity to their church work. While youth and health last, they may manage, but when age approaches or ill health drains their strength, they have to husband their forces for the task of getting a living. They will henceforth come to church to be cheered and helped, and can no longer put forth much service. If a young woman is on her feet all day, Saturday till late, her work on in Sunday school must be impaired by it. Thus the churches are concerned in the hours and conditions of labor. The exhaustion of the people drains the churches of their working force. Christian workers, to be effective, must also have some measure of trained intelligence, managing ability, and resourcefulness. Those professions which develop these qualities furnish the ablest church workers. The business manager, the doctor, the school principal make the ideal Sunday school superintendent or elder. Insofar as our industrial life deprives the ordinary workers of all opportunity for executive planning and reduces them to automatic parts of the machinery, it fails to develop their latent mental resources and thereby stunts their possibilities as Christian workers. Among the higher classes, the churches can lay hold of minds trained by their daily work and press them into Christian service. Among the lower classes, it has to take minds blunted by their daily work and itself train them. When the church descends still lower in the social scale, it works on material that has almost no capacity for service. There the work falls back on a paid staff, and officialism once more reigns in religion. Thus the churches have an interest at stake in the prosperity, physical elasticity, mental efficiency, and leisure time of the people. As the modern factory and tenement stamp one generation after another with the proletarian character, one of the most hopeful tendencies in the history of the church will perforce be frustrated. Volunteer work will lessen, and the professional worker will carry the burden of work once more. Next time, the supply and spirit of the ministry. I'll put a link into Alfred Garvey's discussion of monotony, drudgery, and leisure, and the destruction of the image of God.